live? Your event is starting. You're live. Oh, okay. I'm live. All right. What's going on, guys? Let me just do my quick vocal check here. I'm about to get down and dirty today, man. Let me see. Let me make sure our vocals are right. Are you feeling me? We're live. Okay. You're live. Oh, okay. I'm live. All right. What's going on, guys? Let me just do my. Perfect. All right. Cool. All right, guys. So here's the deal. We are live. Let me just let everyone know. Really, we're gonna get started at 10. So, actually, give me a few minutes here to get everyone on board. It only take me a couple minutes. Live. Yo, sleeping. Sorry. Okay. That's it. And we go live. All right, family. So here's the deal. That's what we're gonna do today. So I'm gonna explain our strategy. Right. This is our method behind trading to actually make money. Okay. So let's talk about this for a minute. So what I focus on is I search far and wide for one good pair. One pair. Okay. So I may, I may go through 10 pairs before I find one pair that I feel is qualified to be the pair that I choose to capitalize on for the rest of the week or the rest of, next month or whatever. But that is my game plan. So a lot of the times, and it's actually very effective. When I first got started, probably for the first 3 years trading, I actually would bounce around and trade multiple pairs, all different pairs, and all kinds of crazy stuff. And what I was doing was I was maximizing the risk, right? I was amplifying the risk and multiplying the risk of me losing money and me losing more capital or more percentage of my account. I was risking too much. And then one day, I remember when I was trading one night, it was 2 a.m., it was London session, and I was trading the AUD USD. And the AUD USD decided to give me a beautiful, signal, right? It gave me a good confirmation. I said, awesome, we're changing directions and trend. We're basically changing trend for the long term, and I'm going to capitalize on this. So what happened was I started to capitalize on that pair only. And what I did, instead of taking multiple pairs on multiple different charts on different pairs, I took multiple trades on only that one pair. Okay. Now, some people may have some issue with that, but to me, if I find something that's trending very nicely, and if you understand basic structure and what's the word for it? I guess price action. Then you can capitalize as well. So not only did I make huge returns off of one pair in a very quick amount of time, but it was a lot more it took a lot less effort to manage because I wasn't worried about multiple different pairs. I was worried about that one single pair, and if it did something, I had my eye on it, and I continued to analyze it until it got right to where I understood it again. So that's what we're gonna do today, guys. We're gonna look at two pairs that are very similar. A lot of the times they like to move the same, and they're pretty reliable pairs. Their volatility is consistent, and there's definitely money to be made. And these are actually the most popular pairs traded in the market today. So we're gonna start with the AUD USD and the Euro USD. If you want me to go over any other chart, leave it in the comment below, and we'll do it this session. If there's not like too many, I'll pick. But hopefully there's just a couple and we can just go through them. But we're gonna start with AUD USD and Euro USD, and then that's gonna be it for tonight. Unless y'all have other suggestions. Okay, give me a second. Gotta get my comments up here. Let's see. Okay, looks like we're live. So turn this mute. Live chat's on. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and start rolling with this. So, since last week we marked up the AUD USD, and let me show you kind of what we're looking at. Okay, so the AUD USD, just for starters, we found a pretty strong area of interest, right? This is considered this is what a lot of people will call a supply and demand zone, right? So basically, how it works is wherever the supply and demand zone is a very strong area of reversal. Okay, where demand becomes supply or supply becomes demand. It switches off, and basically you can tell by just being able to read the market. And the way that they actually line these up and draw these out is like this. So what they'll do is they'll find like a previous high, where typically on a larger time frame, depending on your style of trading. I thought that this was a good area because I knew it was going to give us some trouble, just because the rejection is pretty strong and there's more structure to the left of it. So what we did was we got a little, square, or I guess rectangle, and we'll take 1 point to the highest point of this high. So we'll take it to the wick, all the way to the wick, and then what we'll do is we'll bring the other point right down to the body. Okay, so as you can see, it's from the highest point, which is going to be the wick, all the way down to the actual body, which is going to be around right there. Okay, and as you can see, no candlesticks had really breached that. That's going to be an interesting zone for us, which it actually was. So as you can tell, we ran up into it a couple times here on the weekly. One time rejected, and then right off this trend line moving up, we came up one more time and then rejected again, and now we broke through this trend line, and now we're looking for opportunity to sell the market temporarily. Now, something I do want to bring up is that right here, as you can see, for all my intermediate traders or any trader that can recognize and understand basic support and resistance prices or areas, this is clearly a very strong support area. Okay, so what I really wanted to do was I really wanted to find an opportunity a little higher here to sell off, because I didn't want to really sell off too close to this area, just because at any point in time we could start to see this market switch back over to the upside. Okay, because this is a very, very strong support. As you can see, it's rejected multiple times on a weekly time frame. Okay, that's extremely rare. So this is going to be a very clear, very, very clear, strong support. And I'm actually going to be looking for reason probably in the next week or 2 weeks to buy up AUD USD at some point in here if I get the confirmation. Okay, so let's go back to the daily here. Okay, so what we saw, we actually saw this market move down nicely. It broke through, as you can see, our current or our previous important zone, which was right here. Broke right through that, as you can see, very strong candle wick. That's a confirmation, and then it pulled right back into it. If I zoom in, you could see the candlestick or the candle wick. See how it pulled right back in and then rejected and pulled in again one more time and rejected, and left us with a pretty solid bearish candle here. And then it just continued on. Okay, as we came down into this support here, we saw that we actually got a little rejection here. This is a reversal candle per se, but the market's been pretty funny, and really it didn't reverse that much at all. I was looking for this market to move right back up into this resistance, just because we didn't actually get that full retest, and there's really no point in us selling the market off at a nasty area like this. We always want to get in at the top of the retest, right? That's always our goal, because the market moves in waves. So if it moves down, if we're looking to sell the market and it moves down, we need it to move down to show us like, hey, the momentum's to the downside. Then why get in down here? Why not get in when it waves back up, and then we can continue with that trending wave, right? We'll get a little splashback and then boom. So we want to get in at the pullback. So the best pullback was going to be right around here, around the 38.2 Fibonacci, and around this structure area here. As you can see, I did the wick to candle body. I used that strategy on that too. Okay, so we pulled right back. We could pull right back in there. So I'm waiting for that, and I thought it may happen around here, and it still could, because it's not like we've continued to the downside. But if that does happen, I will look to sell in this area. Let's see. But if we actually just continue to move to the downside, I'll just let it move. I'm not going to try to sell it. I'm not going to try to rush any type of thing. I'll just let it move. And to be honest, if it just wants to continue to move to the downside, it's only 66, 67 pips, right? So, that will take maybe a day to do. So we'll let Sunday play out, maybe even Monday, and then we come back on Tuesday. Most likely the market will be down here, and it'll already be showing premature signs of reversal, where we could take advantage, where we can buy it up here at this very strong support and let it ride all the way up until this previous structure here, right? So that would be a lot better reward, right? Since, we're taking a risk at selling it here at the support, or we could just let it ride out, say, hey, look, I'm not in a rush, and we can wait for the opportunity to come right down here, and we can buy up in this area and buy up to the next target, which would probably be around here. So, I'd rather take 150 pips versus maybe 60. You know what I mean? So I want to be more. I want more reward for what I'm risking. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Let's see. All right. Okay, so let's see what's next. All right, guys. So that's gonna be kind of that analysis for right now. No reason to overcomplicate it. That's gonna kind of be what we're shooting for. I did like this double top here in this area. The rejection was nice. The break of the trend was very nice, and now we're just looking for that pullback, and we know it's coming, whether it be now or later. We're gonna be prepared for it. So, but we do know that this is a very strong price here, 77.52. So I'm assuming that that's gonna happen by at least London session tomorrow or Tuesday. So we'll wait for that, guys, and we'll capitalize on that when it's time. Okay, now let's go ahead and run into the Euro USD here. Okay, so the Euro USD is pretty interesting. I'm not too sure what to do on this one right now, but last week I did explain and talk about how because we did break structure to the downside here, which was going to be, we had actual support here. We broke through a very strong candlestick and continued down to the next area of interest or support area. And I said once we get in here, we'll most likely get a pullback into this area, to this pink area here, which is around the 50% Fibonacci and its structure, its price action. So we did actually pull back. We didn't fully pull back into there, and we actually started to reject back to the downside. I'm not really interested in this because we're in the middle of like chaos, right? Because right now this is basically considered a consolidation. If I can't get it at the peak of the pullback, or if I can't get it where it breaks structure and I can't get it to where the new structure was formed, I'm not interested, right? For me to enter here, whether it be buy or sell, would be a dumb idea, just because you're in the middle of consolidation. And what are you really gonna do? What can you really do with that? I mean, you can't really do much. Chances are you're gonna get a zigzag effect, and this market's just gonna go against you. So what you want to do is minimize risk. So you want to get at the very top, or you want to get at the very bottom. Basically, you want to sell high, and buy low. It's the same concept as investing in anything else. So real estate and location, and trading forex, it's all very similar. So you definitely want to pick a good location. This would not be a good location, but again, these are key points. So if we can get up in here, this will be a great place to sell. And honestly, that's the only thing I'd be looking at. I wouldn't be really looking to buy the market at all, just because it's already starting a new trend. So I want to see this thing pull back. If we can get in here, oh man, it's a sweet spot. That's a great place to sell. So I would love to see this market pull right back in here around 1.18840. And if we can pull right back into there, I'll be down to sell that all day long. And it looks like we're forming like a daily head and shoulders here. So we got one shoulder, we got the head, and we'll have the shoulder. Okay, so that'd be really nice. So if we can get that rolling, that'd be awesome. So those are going to be the two I'm going to be focusing on. They're both going to be, I'm looking at both of them as bearish opportunities. They're not quite fully set up yet, but when they are set up, you guys know where to enter. And we'll be back on Wednesday to recap on all of it, right? We'll see how everything played out. If we're lucky, we'll get involved together. We'll take some live trades with you guys. But that's basically what I'm looking at. Again, if y'all have any pairs that y'all want me to analyze, y'all could put them in the comments, and I'll actually do them on Wednesday with you. So that's it, guys. Thank y'all so much for jumping on. I appreciate it. I'm trying to keep these nice and short, and give you all the good stuff and weed out all the boring, bad, unnecessary stuff. So let me know what y'all think about the webinars. And yeah, that's it, guys. I'll see y'all next time. You have a good night.